All right, Tourhead Nordy here with you, and that is a perfect segue, Bobby, saying if you put up with that, you'll put up with some more. And that's pretty much what being on summer tour is like. You put up with a lot of stuff and you always end up putting up with a little bit more. So that's what we're going to talk about. It is April, and summer tour has been announced for Phil and friends. It's a pretty extensive tour. It's also been announced for Bobby a little bit. Not as pronounced, but a lot of shows, and I'm sure he'll throw in a bunch more in between. And, of course, Dead & Company's entire tour has been put out right now. So I'm just my calendar. So, what we're going to talk about today, and I'm playing this US Blues because it's a perfect summertime traveling song, is the tour that's going to go down, or the tours that are going to go down this summer. We're going to explore the gaps, the delays, and some of the perfect lineups. So check it out. Dead & Company in red, Bobby in orange, Phil in red, or Dead & Company in black, Phil in red, Bobby in orange. Phil starts out in June at Frost. One show, and then fucking Dead & Company starts at Dodger Stadium, but Phil is also playing Cuthbert up in Eugene. So that's an overlap. The very first shows of both summer tours for them are on the same day. I kind of hate when they do that, but you know, whatever, it happens. So then the next show is in a place called Marymore, Washington. Right up, that's on the 12th. On the 13th is the first Dead & Company show in Shoreline, and we live up here, so if we're gonna do those, then we gotta go 850 miles down to Shoreline in not even 24 hours. That's gonna be in 18 hours, and that's almost impossible because it's like a 20-hour drive. So after Shoreline, there's a gap on the 15th, and Phil is playing in Telluride on the 16th, and that's a 1,076-mile drive from fucking Shoreline. And then after that, the next day, 17th and 18th are Folsom, and then there's 2 days off, and then it's St. Louis, which is an equally long drive. And then St. Louis over to Riverbend, Ohio, and that's not that short of a drive either. 1 day off, and then the 2 shows at Wrigley in Chicago, so you got to go from Ohio over to Chicago. A little bit of a ways, a couple more days off, and then Noblesville, Indiana, and then Pine Knob after that. They're sort of close, but not that close. I'm going to see Willie Waldman, my buddy in my book, when I'm there, and I'm going to be promoting my book, Tourhead, while I'm out there, and it's going to be available then, which I'm really stoked about, and you'll be able to order it directly from me or order it online. I'll be giving away more stickers, and I gave away a lot of these in Ventura. Thank you for all your support, everyone. I really appreciate you guys. Let's see. Okay, now we're into July, and 1st of July is Bethel, New York show, and it's also Phil in Hartford. And then the 2nd is Foxborough, which is kind of a gap. And then Phil's playing the 4th at the Stone Pony in New Jersey, in Ashbury, New Jersey. And then Hartford, and then SPAC, Saratoga for Dead & Company. And then another crossover, Bristow, Virginia, and Lafayette, New York, which is really far apart. And Phil's playing on that night as our Dead & Company. So then you go right to Phil next night in Massachusetts, and then on the 10th, this is 3 nights in a row here, on the 10th there's still another overlap, Philly and Phil in Portland, Maine. So Dead & Company in Philly and Portland, Maine. And then they go to Star Lake in Pennsylvania, and then the last 2 shows are in New York City, of course, at Citi Field. Now, the day after Citi Field, Phil is playing Red Rocks at a festival with a bunch of other bands, so there's no gap there either. And you're certainly not going to get from New York City driving to Red Rocks by the next fucking day, because it ain't going to fucking happen. All through August, there's just some festival that Phil's playing in Bridgeview, Illinois, and then I'm sure more stuff will pop out during then. So let's jump all the way down to October now. And then there's all these, Bobby playing all these JFK Center gigs in Washington, D.C., and then Phil, 3 nights at the Cap, then 3 nights at the Cap, then 3 nights at the Cap. Killing it. It's going to be fucking amazing. Now, during the time that Phil is up here in Oregon, and if you haven't checked out the schedule, well, I just did it for you, and you can listen to me again and watch us and figure out where the tour is going. But when they're up here, when Phil's up here playing, local band Garcia Birthday Band, some of the guys I met recently are going to be playing gigs around those Phil gigs, the Cuthbert and the Marymore, so you should go and see them while you're there. Outside of that, I want to say a last couple thanks to a couple people I didn't get to thank for Ventura. Jingle Bell Rainbow for giving me this crazy, beautiful pin. The No Simple Road dudes, nice to meet you guys. Your site is fucking cool as shit. Alright, tour for the summer of 2022. I will see you out there. I'm going to try and catch as much as I can. I hope you're all out there. This is your guide for it. Check it out. This is the preview of summer 2022. And we shall see you out there on the Grateful Dead Road.